Let's talk about sex on campus. As a first year, when you come on campus, do you think that the way parents at home talks about sex and when you come on campus, do they tally? Because I believe at home we talk about abstinence, but when you get on campus, we talk about protection. First time when you come here and then they say, here's a condom, then how did you start viewing your sex life?
From home, as you said, it's different. At home, they tell you to not have sex, avoid having sex, and they tell you the consequences that might come, teenage pregnancy or stuff like that. When you get here, they talk about protection. It changes the view of the whole sex life. And then at home, there were no, you see, from my view as a female, I see my type of guys, people who attract me, lada. Yeah. And then, so at home it was different because I was able to abstain because there are no boys there. I always stay at home. And now I'm attracted to people, and then at school they talk about the protection. So I'm going to start having a mindset to know. I'm going to use protection. Whatever mom told me, I listened at home. Now I'm here and there's protection here.
I personally had some story where one of the first year students, they come from home, they've been abstaining, they've been restricted to get access to these boys and give them this nice thing. Now that they are here, born in Spain, they get to taste whatever the case may be. Now they know it's fine. They go back and retaliate at home, or no, guys, are you that evil? You've been denying us that monate.
Yeah.
Wow, our parents are so evil. However, let me just talk from academic excellence view or point of view. We're facing a serious challenge, honestly speaking, because of the attendance is then affected negatively, in a sense that we get poor first-year students, beautiful ladies, whom are not actually used to those contraceptives or protection, whom they were told, or these are evil things, of which I personally believe it is an evil thing. Now, when they get pregnant, automatically the attendance is tempered with negatively, and then hence the result, the average of the class is also affected. Now you can tell in terms of academics, since we are here for academics, we are being affected very negatively through this. However, there are students whom are taking responsibilities. They're enjoying themselves. They're coping very well academically. So we can say that thing we cannot shy away. Okay. We cannot live without that. It's important that young people engage in blankets. Thank you.
The environment is so different from being here and from being home, because at home they will tell you to abstain, and it's much easier, as she has said, it's much easier at home to abstain because everyone knows you. Whatever you do, everyone will know about it. So you become in fear to do whatever. So here, the environments, as I said, the environments are different. At home, it's much easier, and they are telling us all of that, not necessarily because they want to control us. It's because they are looking out for us. Boys play us here, like they really play us. So they are trying to they are looking, they want us to have a brighter future, not to have kids, unplanned pregnancy and all. So when you are here, they know we do things. We have all the freedom here. No, you don't tell anyone, I'm coming back at 10, I'm coming back during the morning, at morning, like you live your life. So here they are giving us all these protections and all, because they know this is what we do when you get here. So when you arrive here, it becomes so difficult whether you should follow what you were told back home, or you should live the life, hey, this is nice, hey, join us. And they even see you as if you are, stupid nyana or a farm girl if you don't join in. So it becomes very, for me it was so difficult because all of my friends were doing it and I was the one left, and I'm busy stressing myself. When I go back home, I am a Zulu, so when you go back home, you have to be checked if you're still a virgin and all. So it's so difficult when you get here. It's so difficult because you're trying to fit in. At the same time, you're not even sure if this is the right thing to do.
Remember, some of you came here being amachichi, Being amachichi, then when you get here, being ichichi, they say, cut, no sex before marriage. And Christianity also comes, it says, cut, no sex. But when you get on campus, you get Sister Vicky. Sister Vicky says to you, guys, for you to be able to make sound decisions, here's a protection. As a girl from the rural areas, I want us to dwell on that. As a girl from the, before I go to boys, girls, then the minute they say start protecting, when do you make a decision to protect yourself?
No. Me, I'm from the cars, I know these things. I know how to do things, So the moment I get here, even if you told me as my parent, Uti Ejo, go and abstain, it's good for you, it's healthy for you, and then you're going to do that after maybe course or something. But the moment I get here, and then I find people standing there giving me condoms and all that, for your boy, imagine that experience erection each and every morning. It's something, it's hit your mind. And the moment to experience erection, every day, check height to here. It's something, it's a banana. So it's gonna be hard for you to abstain. The moment you see all types and different kinds of girls, more campus. So the only thing that we as boys should do is to have maybe contraceptives, dispatch and all that. Because here we're having the events. There are events, people go to events, bash and all that. So if you are not safe, if you are not playing safe, you're gonna be exposed to a lot of things, body STI, HIV, and all that.
Okay. So that's where Sister Vicky comes in, where she tells you about the STIs, the STDs, and what's so on. And that information, when you get it for the first time, you get exposed. We have STDs, we have STIs, we have HIV, and what's so on. Does it come as a shock to you? Do you know this information from home?
Because I personally don't feel that it's about peer pressure or being from different places. It's because as a boy, your family is going to have a deeper conversation with you about having sex. They'll tell you about condoms and how you should always protect yourself from AIDS and everything and make sure that you don't impregnate someone. But as a girl, all they're going to tell you is that don't have sex, you're going to fall pregnant or you're going to get AIDS. And then they just tend to turn a blind eye on that. But they focus more on the conversation with boys, and that doesn't seem fair.
There are some families from back home or from rural areas that take this issue of sex talk as a taboo. They are not talking about it. They don't discuss such issues with our children or the students who are coming to visit. They're still taking them as the Puapuana. So we must take into consideration, and when we're running campaigns, if ever the university is running the campaigns, we should take them slowly through that process of saying, no, this is a new era, step into new era where you're going to be subjected to boys shelling you, going to be attracted to the temptations. Those things I'm just submitting, we should consider those sides, or there are some who have never had a deep talk about such things.
We are taught in school about sexuality in high school. Now it even starts in primary school. So that's not really an excuse.
But I believe if our parents, for example, me, my mom, I have never, not even once, I have never talked with my mom about sex. She never talks about sex at all. We can talk about any other thing. We talk about everything, but anything that has to do with boys, no, we never. So it's somehow difficult for me because when I get here, since Vicky gives me condoms, and I'm like, man, she's a good mom, she's so sweet and all. And then I tend to see my mom as someone who is way too strict, and then this one doesn't want me to enjoy my life. You see? So it's somehow, if our parents could just talk about it to us. My mom, I have once heard her saying to some lady was saying, no, I took my child to the clinic so that she can prevent. She said, no, mine, I would never tell her to do that. I would never. If she decides she wants to have sex, she will have sex, get infected, and have a child. You understand? So even now, I'm even afraid to prevent, because my mom, it happens, she sees those pills. If it happens, she sees some implant, I'm in big trouble.
That is why I said to you, tell me, Sister Vicky is here saying to you, here's a condom, female and male condom, and I believe they're issuing out both female and male for condoms. Ne? The challenge is, are you saying we as parents, we need to go back and relook the way we prepare you to come to tertiary? We start talking more deeper, not the practical part, but talk about, let us not instill fear of sex, but tell you the reality, is what you're saying.
That's why there's a high rate of abortions here at school. It's because we fear going back with pregnancy. You fear your parents, before you could even fear the whole village, you fear your parents, how they will react towards that pregnancy. And then what's the other option? Let me terminate. That's why there's a high rate of termination here at campus, because we don't talk about this with our parents.
The issue of terminating and abortions should be something that we don't even discuss nowadays. They should protect themselves and have protected sex.
And who's supposed to protect
But
themselves?
these
between
other
the
ones,
males and the
they feel
female?
like, no, man. Both of them, they must be responsible. If the stove is that hot, they must just at some point, remember there's that thing, and then go and face that thing.
They only tell us at school you have to protect yourself, this is what happens. And then when you get to have sex, boys have more experience than girls. And then your boyfriend will convince you, no, let's remove the condom.
It will be painful
yeah.
the first time if you
But
use a
let's
condom.
remove the condom. Yeah, so everything can go smoothly. He's just playing with you. Because now we rely on theory. And then when we get to do the practical, it's very different.
And plus, like, we want boys who are more experienced. The age matters. Yeah, well, you cannot like date your age mate.
So are you saying as a student, you can't date the boy of your same age?
You can, but then does he have experience? I'm not sure. Now listen to this. What I'm trying to say is that at least if he's older, he knows what he's doing. And then let me just say, you date the age mate, because of it is said that boys mature a bit later than us. Yeah, but what if he doesn't know how to wear a condom? Yeah, but you'll catch. That's what I'm saying. It matters, but then they're also manipulative, even if they are older.
I'm not crushing you, but you said this dating age. So don't you think that if you tell that we date and old people than you, will take advantage of you?
They do. They do take advantage of it.
In what sense?
I'm not sure whether they have experience.
They convince you
become
to do
more
things.
persuasive.
Yeah, they're persuasive and manipulative too. They tell you, it's no man. This thing, uzoba ne rush if you use condom. And then also no, my pull-out game is good.
It's dog sweet, you're seeing being
Yeah, but
wrapped
you can eat a banana with the...
with the peels.
Yeah, you have to take off the peels.
Okay, the other angle that I want us to look into, you come here, you're staying as a first year, you're sharing a room, and you find that you're sexually active, you have a roommate that is not sexually active. How do we deal with it? Because those are things first year when they come here, they know they're going to share a room. But how do you deal with your sexuality not to inconvenience your roommate?
I think that's when first years start dating seniors. Seniors who don't stay there. Who stay alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enkululeko or something.
The fact that I'm having a high sex drive, or that particular roommate of mine is having high sex drive, it doesn't mean that then I have to blame or what. It's me, it's my choice, it's a choice. We have to communicate, or his choice, not her choice, because of he says, has. Ne? And then it's his choice. We must communicate. Hey, Mfethu, bon, Akon is coming tonight. It's a library. And then Kgomotso
You cannot study at library.
What if I have to tell 3 other people to leave the room? We have 4
sharing.
beds. I have to tell
For
3
sharing.
other people to leave the room.
Maybe
just
2 will
because I
agree
want to
and then
have
this
sex.
one will disagree.
And do you know what time do you want to have sex?
No, but
You plan your sex.
I cannot just call Ugai because in fair to tonight you're visiting me. Lapa, I haven't told my roommates, guys, Yasmina, can I have some privacy with my... you have to speak to your roommates. And like, it's not only about speaking Uguti, Baha, and then Wena, so that you can have time. No, you should also understand angisho sifikilela sonke. Mina, I'm sexually active. The other one is, and then the third one is not. We should know these things about each other, and we should know the views, like how we view sex. We view sex differently, especially when there's a one who's still a virgin and the one is not. We should talk about how she feels about this whole thing. Because let's say, Mina, I want to bring in my boyfriend. Bantu, she's not okay with this thing. And she won't talk about it because we're uncomfortable about it. So that's where communication really comes in.
Is it possible that there's accommodation created here for people who want to have sex, so that it doesn't cause any trouble for the other 3 roommates? Now they have to leave, but then there be a place here.
You want us to create rooms for sexual activities?
Family rooms, basically, for them to be couples.
Remember, the core business you are here is your studies, education. So do you want me as a parent to create a stadium for you?
If I can come in there, you know what they're talking about? I relate so much. From my personal experience when I was a first year, my roommate once locked me out. Locked me out, and she was with the boyfriend. Where do I go? What must happen to me? And that time, it's like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And not because I was, maybe I was a virgin or whatever. But it's wrong. I'm here for school. You here for school as well, roommate. Mara, because, well, they decide how your boyfriend decided. Now you guys are in there and I'm locked out. What do I do? Do I preserve our relationship as roommates and stay outside? Or what do I do? Now I call security.
Sell out.
I honestly called security. Can my room be open for me? And security came and demanded that they open. And they were opened and guy left. My roommate and I were not talking for the rest of that year. I do not regret it today. Because where was I supposed to go? School batong is for education now.
Some ladies or some guys posted, I don't know, if ever there's anyone who wants to have their own quality time with their boyfriends or girlfriends, contact us. We're going to rent a room for you. There is a criteria at which they issue out that information. But no, 2 hours, the whole night, so much.
Oh, it's sort of a brothel.
Yeah, but they are fundraising. It's important. At least they're reducing they're making business. It's part of business.
Remember what a pipeline student do? They're the one who persuade the first years to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
So we need to talk about such that when they come on campus, they must know those things are happening. So I want to find out from you, as a you've been a first year, what kind of choices have you made? How did you make a choice? Now, sex, I hang it, or I go with sex, or I go with my books.
I'm a virgin myself, name. Like you set principles for yourself. No man. When I reach this age, that is when I want to have sex. Yeah, but and I have roommates who are sexually active. And we'll be discussing their sex in general. Yeah, well, sometimes now okay, do I have to go or do I not have to go? Yeah, but then at the end of the day, it's peer pressure. But then at the end of the day, you have to tell yourself, okay, I came here for education, but then there's pleasure. There's pleasure, so you have to balance yourself.
So what do you think about the connotation that says you can't serve 2 masters at a time?
You know, you gotta have time for your books, academics.
But
You gotta
then
have
why does sex
social.
have to be must?
All work and no play.
We must add too. Like, why do you have to serve sex?
Why?
Like, you are here, and they said you are here for education. And now you have to think, do I have to go for sex or studies? Like, why do you have to reach that point of your life where you have to decide?
Hormones. Hormones and slap. Yes, it's natural. It is. This is campus. Then you go outside at night for fresh air. There's a couple they're kissing. There's a couple they're cuddling. When you're here,
Are you trying to tell me that some of you engaged in sex because of other people are doing it and you felt like, nah, man, I can't be the last guard on this train. I need to do it.
Just look, see, you are sharing a room with the guys. Maybe for first years there are 4 in a room. Then maybe the 2 are friends, maybe from home. Then they know they are sexually active. They are what. Then there's these 2. One will join. The other one will follow the crew. Obviously. Because we are talking about this guys. Obviously, can I say, hey, guys, where we see the guys, they are standing. They are talking about it. When they see the girl first thing, we'll talk about girl. I can shout that girl. Yeah, even I also can shout that girl. You see? So I can say, guys have more experience to this. Even if you didn't have sex, but when you're chilling with them, you'll have knowledge because they always talk about it. And we also talk with guys. Say, that girl, I don't go.
Girls, we don't have secrets. We talk about everything else.
When it comes to that, I don't think girls talk more than boys. Because boys, as he is saying, boys, they talk every day. As you pass, they will start the topic about it. As for us, we are a bit ashamed. I would say for me, I was a bit ashamed to talk about it at first because I fear other people's views about it. I feel if I start, this one will see me in a different way. If I don't start, this one will see me in a different. So I believe a lot of girls started doing this long back, but they were quiet about it. And another thing, being played, it's so painful because this guy comes to you, he promises you the whole world, and then you believe, love, it's something else. When you love someone, you believe whatever they say. You lose yourself, you give it all. So, and this guy knows what to do, what to say to you. You get so crazy. It's your first time hearing someone say, "Yeah, I'll take you to Mall of Tony," and you believe it. No, man, this person will take me far, and then you give it your all, and then Khatla, he plays you. You're afraid to go back to the. He leaves. You're afraid to go back.
He plays you.
Why is it as if there's other one that is important than other one? Why is it as if sexy? It's about you. It's always about guys playing ladies. Where do we hear about ladies playing guys? Or where do we then balance this thing?
More guys play girls.
It's very rare. So us girls, we are more vocal about our experiences. That's why we say it's mostly girls, because it's girls who talk.
It's fine. So when we say it's most likely to have ladies who are having more body counts or who have more of body counts, you find body counts meaning I think yes, the body count exceeds the age of that particular person. Now you come to boys, the body count is just 2 or 3.
Shaka said it clearly. You might sit there and talk about sex only to find you never had sex. Bafana bajutana. They talk lies. Ladies become shy because they think that because I had sex when I did not have sex, then maybe I'll be on the beachy side. But what I realize, boys bajutana along the way. But people who talks about their life too much, it's girls more than boys. Girls talks reality, but boys bajutana. What do you think?
In a cycle of eight boys, ne, you find out the Cedric one, well, Bana, by a better one, Munna Basay de la Posh. Then not all the Buffet, Diane are Jude, or what his experience. Now we pass a Korean, and then Tina was saying,
you know where does Jutana comes in? It's when you take that guy's experience and make it yours and go talk to it as though when you were there. It's what we are talking about. We have somebody who told you something. But when you want to, because you are a glory bearer, only to find at the time when you go there, there's a flop.
And I think guys do not play girls. So, other guys, they show you that I'm not here for love. I'm here for sex. Then the girls will catch. So you think that they played you, but
it was clear
from the guy.
Serious, we catch for those two. And then those one who come with good intentions, we feel like they're
guys only show their true colors after 3 months.
So 90 days rule. So do you think we should keep it as a first year?
For me, I don't even think you should keep it because a guy can spend 5 years waiting for one thing and then he can go all out just to get that one thing. It doesn't matter whether you stayed 10 years with the guy or not. If he's here to play, he will play you.
I'm Jana, that's where
I think we have sex for different, like me, you know, a guy will have sex for fun. But a female, in order for me to agree to have sex with this guy, I must really feel like you care about me. I must feel so. I need to open up myself to you. And maybe that's where the problem comes in. For you, it's nothing. It's a game. But to me, I built this thing. This guy really, he ticks the boxes. He's caring, he's sweet. That time you're not even there.
As a first year student, you need to make sure that health and wellness becomes your friend. And student development and support becomes your friend. You know why I say health and wellness? I think also health and wellness, they need to start talking to us about decisions and choices that we make, that parents put it in the theoretical part to us, but now we are facing the practical part of it. Before they impose the condom to us, maybe they need to tell us about the whole practicality of sex.
What I can say is that health awareness do these things, risk interventions. Maybe we say this week we're going to Kgomotso. When you find we're going to find 30 girls, where are the others? So each risk intervention that we attend, I can say maybe only maybe 30% of the residents attend those risk interventions. So while I can say most of students are ignorant.
That also gives Sister Vicky and Sister Matilda another duty on their side, on being a parent, to reach out and start talking to you about sex in general, not this. In general, they're talking about sex in general, but they need to be specific when it comes to the issues of sex as a first year. It's what you said. You said you come from the rural areas. Your mother said to you, no prevention, no this. If you fall pregnant, you carry the child to full time and what's on. So that simply means then Sister Vicky comes to you and Sister Matilda say to you, Bon, this is your protection. When you do sex, maybe it's when maybe we do sex education with you. Do you think it's a duty of us in the universities to start sex education with you?
It should start from home.
So are you saying we need to have seminars with parents of with parents? But unfortunately, you are already in tertiary. That thing must start from home. So we need to reach out more on the issues of sex and what so on. Or that also goes back to me as a marketer to say when I go to school, how do I engage teachers to talk to you about sex? But still, you're talking about the teachers, we're not talking about the parent.
Yes, we can have such seminars of discussing this thing, but even like saying we are having those things through health and wellness of the PrEP and the sex talk about everything, the HIV and AIDS. We cannot have a seminar meant to be discussing the issues of sex. You are old, you are responsible. Now, we are going to enforce you to take responsibility. You know about sex, you know it about
remember,
everything.
Mr. Mhlatlo, here we are talking about the high school person who's supposed to come here. It's a first year. Already when you were equipped by Sister Vicky and Sister Matilda, but now they were not equipped.
They were doing life orientation wherever they are.
Remember, life orientation. No, remember, it was not taught by a children's psychologist or any medical professionals or what so on. It was a teacher who's a parent.
Yes, those who wear long skirts and stuff. Yeah, but that one you cannot talk to her. Like you see her as a grandmother. How are you going to communicate with her? Like those, they have judgative eyes. Like when you talk about sex, they'll be like, and when they teach about sex, they only teach you what they want you to know, and what you're going to write in the exam. They don't tell you like what's going. They only tell you don't have sex. Why should I not have sex?
Because every time when you say to a person, don't put your hand on the hot stove. Yeah. Why don't you leave the person put the hand on the hot stove? Yeah. Then you burn yourself, teenage pregnancy, booms.
Had you told me why shouldn't I have sex? Why should I? Yes, even if to me, I know there are contraceptives, but I cannot tell you which one is which. I can only tell you about the condoms. There's injection and then you said implants. I don't know how those things work. So if they had told us, at school they tell you, okay, sharp, list of contraceptives. When you're going to write an exam, you should know, okay, there's an injection, there's a condom. That's all you know. You
Are
know
you
those kind of
taking me
stuff.
back to the health and wellness and say, let's go deeper into the issue of reproduction prevention? Okay.
And even for boys, why do we always have to be the one who take measures to prevent pregnancy? Why shouldn't you tell the boys about their contraceptives?
It's a paradigm shift. We need boys who
Yes, they
use
should also
protection.
know.
Yeah. Okay.